God will put you in situations and see if you will pass the test sometimes. I really believe that. Case in point today, if you've been on my social media a long time, I do a lot of stuff. One of the things I do is Uber drive. Today I Uber Lyft drive today, right? And for a few hours, just a few hours. Uh, it's common for me. It's common effect of driving. But anyway, I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm about to do my last ride. And my last ride was a woman, a young girl, young woman. And I get to she's in an apartment complex. I get there and she's waiting and she got two bags with her. All right. And she said, can you please wait? I got to get more bags. So she go get two bags. She brings it and she put it in my trunk. Then she goes again and put two bags. She's like, thank you. Please wait for me. I'm like, sure, I got you. She go get two more bags. Now my trunk is filled and she go get two more bags. And then she says, I gotta get one more thing. So she goes back and I feel like she's gone for about 6 minutes. And I'm like, okay, I'm frustrated. Like, yo, this girl's taking too long. But I realize that she's leaving a situation. I realized at that point with all those bags, all those clothes in trash bags, literally trash bags. Like she's leaving her mom's house, dad's house, or her boyfriend, husband's house. She's leaving a situation. I gathered that already. Because I look at the Uber address and she's going to a Days Inn. So I end up calling and so she gets on the phone like, I'm coming. Then all of a sudden I hear over the phone she's crying. She's crying. So I said, you know what, take your time. Just go ahead and take your time. So she comes out grabbing a trash bag and some of the contents fall out of the trash bag and she drops it and she's just crying. She's bawling. So it's at that point, I'm like, okay, let me help this woman. So I say, look, just relax. I'm not in a rush. Let me help you out. So I pick up the bag and I put it in my car. And she gets in my back seat and she's crying. So I have Kleenex in my car. I give her some Kleenex, and she's just crying. She's not really talking. She's just apologizing to me and said, I'm sorry. And she's crying. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I mean, obviously, you're going through something. I'm not in a rush. I'm not worried. Take your time, whatever. So we end up leaving, and I'm talking to her. And like, okay, I see her name was that from the Uber. Don't want to say her name out there. But actually, how old she was. She said she was 21. And I was talking to her. She said she was living with her. She's from North Carolina. And she was staying with her boyfriend. And they got in a fight. Okay. And it was bad. It was bad. So I'm taking her to the hotel. We get to the Days Inn. Now, I do something that I don't normally do. Is get out the car and help them. I mean, it's not part of my Uber job description to get out the car and help them unload the car. But I did because she was going through that. So I helped her. She's still crying, like crying. So at that moment, I'm no longer the Uber driver. I'm Derek. I am the guy who has a heart. So I said, look, let's go for a ride. Want to go for a ride? I said, look, you're 21. Look, I'm 43 years old. Like, I'm old enough to be your dad. I'm not on no creep shit. Promise. Let's just go for a ride. So she gets in the car and I'm like, are you hungry? She said, not really. So only thing was open around, it was after 11. It was a Waffle House. But she didn't want to get out the car because she said, look at my forehead. Yo, she had a big knot on her head. Dude, whatever, hit her in the forehead, big knot. So at that point, I'm like, so did you call the cops? She said, no, I didn't call the cops. I want to call the cops. Okay. And now she's in a homeless situation. And so I was like, maybe, social service could help you out. And she felt some type of way about social service, I guess from an experience in her past. I said, well, I know some people who work in social services who could probably, point you in the right direction. But nonetheless, we didn't go to Waffle House. A good thing about the young lady, she had a job. She works at the Kroger. She's only been in Virginia for about a year. She moved in with her boyfriend. She got a job at Kroger, which was walking distance from the neighborhood she lived in. So then she told me she had to work early in the morning. So I said, look, I'm going to take you back to your room, the hotel room, but I'm going to give you my number. Take my number. She took my number. And I said, I'm going to text you tomorrow. I'm going to text you tomorrow after you get off work. I just want to check on you. Because I don't, and this is the heart of me. Like, I will help her out as far as, I don't know what her money situation is, but I will pay for her a couple of nights in that room until she figure out what she want to do. Does she want to go back to North Carolina with her, I guess, her family, or does she want to try to get her own apartment down here in Virginia, or what? But I said, I'm saying all this to say I really believe God aligned for me to meet this girl, because I stopped her from crying. I got her to open up. And I got a couple of dollars to put her in a better situation, for at least for a few days. And I know God will bless me for blessing her. And I'm just saying that, if you're ever in a situation where you can help somebody, do that. Because at all the Uber drivers, Lyft drivers that are out there, she got me. And she was obviously, she's young, she's inexperienced, and she's crying. It was domestic abuse. She got hit by her boyfriend. And yeah, so I'm just saying that to say life is wild. Help out when you can, because God knows all. All right. So with that, y'all be blessed. All right. So on tomorrow, I'm going to give you an update. An update on this young girl situation. And I'm going to pray for her tonight. And I'm also going to give her some good information, because I know a few people that could probably help her out.